welcome to the Distorted Entertainment Podcast. My name is Ethan Carpenter. I'm, of course, joined by Mitchell Wade.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
That was very... Greetings. Welcome to the podcast.
You were more energetic than normal. It kind of threw me off. I think so.
I usually do the over-the-top opening, at least, I think.
That or I have you too loud in my headphones, one of the two.
That's also possible. I had to adjust my stuff. Why do I have my gate activated on here?
Why do you have your gate activated?
I don't know, and I'm going to turn it down so that way it doesn't mess up any further possible recordings. Yeah, so off the top, guys, sorry for this episode being late, first of all. Second of all, our last episode where we went over a Clutch record and Brown Bird album, Salt for Salt, and Blast Tyrant, not respectively, because I said them out of order.
I love Brown Bird's Blast Tyrant.
It's a great record. So we had an issue where my microphone messed up. I think I was accidentally recording from my webcam instead of my microphone, or something happened, and the audio was basically unusable, at least to me, but I'm also an audio snob. But anyway, we decided to scrap that episode, which is the first time that's happened, and I will never forgive myself. We're going to go over our thoughts on those two records here shortly. Won't be as in-depth as our normal reviews. It's probably going to just be like one or two sentences or whatever, at least for me, because it's an easy review. But we just had technical difficulties. Sorry about that. And hopefully this one goes smooth, because if not, I'm probably just going to quit.
just give up. Also, I love how you apologize for this episode being late, and in comparison to our large lateness, pretty on time, in my opinion.
Well, it's going to be more on time, but we did actually have some episodes going out on time as compared to when we took like a year break unintentionally. But yeah, Mitch, how's it going?
You know, life got complicated Friday.
Yes.
What I thought was my battery going out was my brand new starter motor dying on me. And so now I have a dead car. Newish, 2 years old.
I don't know if I could call that new-ish. I'd say at that point it's used.
Fine, but I don't expect a starter motor to die on me within 2 years.
That's fair. I can agree with that.
So, yeah, I have a dead in the water car, and I live paycheck to paycheck, so this is going to be fun to see how I can pay for this.
Yeah, well, how are you going to get to work is the big question.
Well, I'm going to get my car repaired. That's how I'm going to get to work. And
I didn't know if you were getting it repaired today or if you were going to just try to work from home.
I mean, I'll work from home Monday, Tuesday, and then we'll see how Wednesday, Thursday, Friday plays out. I'm hoping my mechanic's usually pretty quick. I guess I'll have to borrow money from mommy and daddy.
Yeah, I have to do that every now and then. Although, not so much now, because I actually got all of my credit cards paid off.
Hey!
Which is nice.
It's pretty nice.
My inheritance money finally came in, so I got to pay for almost all of that. So now I just owe my student loans and my car. And I was going to sell my old car for $1,800, which would have let me get a Mac, which I want to get for the Dissection Night Circles videos, because Taylor, the person I'm working with, runs on Mac, essentially. Yeah,
down with Apple.
You know, I worked on Mac when I first got to Fox. It's a local Fox station. In case people don't know, I'm a video editor for local news. We started off on Macs, so I'm used to them now. They're not my favorite thing in the world, but I'm also vaguely interested in their CPUs because apparently they are fairly killer.
You know, Apple can make a good product when it comes to computers. I don't like them. I think they're gross, and I can build a better computer than they can for cheaper.
I mean, absolutely.
But
it's a lot cheaper.
but
yeah.
I absolutely despise their smartphones.
Yeah, I don't like iPhone. there's just something about the OS. I can't figure out what it is exactly, but I much prefer what I have in my Samsung.
I also
not throwing any shade.
I'm throwing shade.
Okay, he's throwing shade.
I'm throwing a lot of shade. I had one of my coworkers give me like a disgusted look because he found out my texts were going to be green.
Who cares?
Apple people.
They're stupid. If you actually care about that, you're dumb. And I don't. I'm throwing shade now.
There we go.
But yeah, so I got all that paid off. I was going to get a Mac, but I can't now. And basically, life is fun. But I'm going to see how my living situation goes now that I don't have to make credit card payments at least as much as I used to. I'm doing a thing where Gage my roommate Gage. I think his mother is a banker of some sort. And she was telling us how to like help your credit, like what the best way to help your credit score is when you're using a credit card. So basically what I'm going to do if I do use my regular card through IMCU, I'm going to use it, pull the money that I used out of my checking account into savings, make a minimum payment the first month, and then pay it off the next month. Apparently that's the best way to start building your credit back up with a credit card.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
Apparently. I haven't actually looked into it. I'm just kind of trusting
a
information.
Person whose profession is to tell you stuff like that?
I mean, yes. If that's correct. I'm only guessing she's a banker. This is a third party information. I'm getting it from Gage, from his, or is that second person? I can't think.
Breathe.
Non-primary. Yeah, there we go. Non-primary source. But so that's what I'm doing. We went to Fogo de Chao a couple of weeks ago, and I put it on my credit card. And I'm going to make I made the minimum payment this month, so early next month I'm going to pay it off, and we'll see how it goes. My credit score tanked when I couldn't make my minimum payments. It went down by like 120 points.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, and then when I paid everything off, it went up 80, but I'm still below 600 now, so it kind of sucks. So that's how life has been going for me.
On the other side of my life,
yeah,
have been playing Elden Ring, and
how are you liking it?
I mean, it's all right. I honestly don't think open world games are for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big Bethesda fan. I like Tears of the Kingdom, but I just kind of get bored after a while in open worlds.
Yeah, it depends on the type of open world game for me. I'm not a big fan of Bethesda either. I am vaguely interested in Starfield because I've been watching my old roommate Jake play it, and it seems sort of fun. RPGs are my sticking point. Like, I have Cyberpunk, but it's just so much text, and I can't read anymore. I have to have people read to me.
You could read?
What's that?
You could read?
I could read, but I don't feel like it. But yeah, no, I agree with you. But when it comes to like GTA or something, I can handle that open world. It's much more. I think it's like when it's slower paced is my issue.
I think my problem is a lot of open worlds feel kind of empty. They're like, hey, this is an open world game, and then you just go through large swaths of like trees and fields, and like there's no monsters, there's no treasure, no like town people that you run into. And it's not like every game's like that. I don't play a lot of open world to begin with, but like I always felt Bethesda was like that. I kind of felt that way about Zelda, and I haven't played Witcher. The one open world game that I haven't played but watching people play and I feel isn't like that is maybe Red Dead Redemption.
Man, yeah, Red Dead 2 specifically.
Yeah, specifically Red Dead 2.
Because I did play Red Dead 1, and I'm sure for the time it was fine. It feels a bit empty now, but Red Dead 2's world definitely feels alive. There's a lot of stuff you can do in it. There's a lot of stuff to find. I also think that the open world for... again, this is a different idea, but like Spider-Man, I think Spider-Man's open world was done very well.
Yeah.
But with that,
prototype.
Yeah. Big city, getting around super quickly type games. It's a little bit different, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, I definitely agree with Red Dead 2. Red Dead 2's very good when it comes to its open world.
But in terms of what I'm feeling about Elden Ring, I don't think their open world is like completely empty. Sometimes it's nice to have an emptiness in the open world because you're like, oh, I'm not going to die. Thank God. And then like a random lightning bolt out of nowhere comes and strikes you and you find out there was an enemy like 50 feet away.
Yeah, I played a little bit of Elden Ring. It's just not my style of game.
And there have been points where I might have almost thrown my controller through a wall.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. I need to play it more. Doing a dex build. And I switched up my weapon to double katanas, so I'm being a weeb.
What was I doing last time I played Elden Ring? I think my roommate helped me cheese the game a little bit. We got me up to the point where I could use a blood sword of some sort, or a sword that causes bleeding.
There you go.
And he took me to an area where there's a giant dragon that just stays still, and then you can just kill it and get tons and tons and tons of XP. So that's what I did, and then I stopped playing. But I did finally beat the first boss. It just took me a while.
Nice. The other thing in my life, and I'm recommending this to people, I finished an anime recently called Vinland Saga.
Mm-hmm.
Very good anime. It's a historical anime, and it's about Vikings. Leif Erikson's in it, for instance. And it's really good. First season is incredibly angry and bloody, and the second season is like, let's talk about emotional trauma.
Interesting.
And PTSD.
I need to watch more television, man. I guess I literally don't. I should go out and exercise.
Maybe watch more television is not the answer.
Probably. That's probably true.
Now, if you were, I need to watch less YouTube and watch more television.
Yeah, I think that might be it. Because I could start watching shows at work instead of YouTube all the time. But
see, for me, it's gotten to the point where I'll finish, the people I'm subscribed to, like whatever their new daily upload is. And then I'll watch reruns. And that's where I'm like, I need to do something better.
You know how many hours of my life I have given to Adam Ragusa? Way too many for the same videos that I've watched.
Oh, Adam Ragusa.
I like Adam Ragusa.
I don't mind him. Yeah, there were points where I was rewatching Mythical Kitchen, and I was like, why am I rewatching this? It's not like I'm learning how to cook the dish.
True. I kind of got sick of good Mythical Kitchen. It's just I have to be in the right mood for it.
It's not good Mythical Kitchen. It's Mythical Kitchen.
I thought it was good Mythical Kitchen.
No, it's Good Mythical Morning and Mythical Kitchen.
Oh, well, whatever. Yeah, it's their style of video can get obnoxious after a while.
Oh, see, I love it, but I understand what you mean. Now, I don't like their TikToks as often, except for Josh when he's telling you how he would prepare a Pokemon.
Yes, those are great.
Those are always great. But I've also been rewatching Smitty and that Australian bloke that I watch sometimes that does GTA 5 racing videos. And then some Dead by Daylight. And I'm like, why am I rewatching these? Yeah. And it's gotten to the point where they just put me to sleep. And I'm like, oh, great. Now I'm wasting my day not only watching these guys, but now I'm sleeping. So I'm not even mentally here. And I'm glad I'm getting them money. But
yeah, I've had the issue, especially on weekends where, mentally speaking, I keep forgetting to take my meds on weekends.
Well, don't do that.
I think that might be one of the reasons why, come Monday on a weekend or whatever, I feel like complete garbage.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. I kicked my microphone.
I've never done something like that.
But I actually remembered this week to bring my meds out of my car. So I've been taking them over the past day. So that's good.
Now, hear me out. What if you put an alarm on your phone?
Nah.
To remind you.
It's not that I forget to take my meds. It's just I don't get them out of my car.
Stop putting them in your car.
Well, I take them to work with me.
Okay, why not get a little pill box? And then dose out
I have
meds.
one, but I have so many meds that I take that they don't fit in the pill box.
Okay. I will send you the pill box I use because it's got plenty of room.
Anyway, yeah, so that's that. How did I get here? What did we do?
Watching too much YouTube.
Watching too much YouTube. Yeah, that's what I was doing when I texted you earlier about going to Kuma's, and I need to do something. I need to get out of my house. I need to clean my house.
I need to clean my house too.
Yeah, I
get Gage to clean your house.
I can't get. I'm surprised I can get Gage to do his job, which
job that he makes lots of money in.
Yeah,
and that we're both jealous of.
Yes, he's making $120,000 now, but he only gets paid twice a month.
Oh no, I only get paid twice a month.
Well, I guess his is a little different because he gets paid on the 1st and the 15th.
Yeah, so, I mean, it is different, but
yeah, but
I don't feel bad for him.
I've been applying to pretty much any job that comes up. I'm strongly considering going back to FedEx at this point, even with the shift or the hour cap. I'm really sick of my job. Oh, UFC finally got back to me. They said no. So, but they also said that I should keep applying. So, I'm like, that's fine.
I hate it when business. If you tell me to keep applying, then just fucking give me the job.
Yeah. So first of all, the person was very apologetic that it took them so long to get back to me. And, it's whatever. I'm glad they finally did, I guess. But they said that they still liked me as a candidate. So to let her or their recruiter know if I apply to any other positions, which I have. So I sent them a screenshot of the ones that I've applied to. But that was on Friday night. So they obviously haven't gotten back to me yet.
Did they give you a reason why they didn't choose you?
No, and I should ask because I've never gotten that far in an interview and then not gotten the job.
Yeah.
So I should ask if there was anything I could have improved on. So I might send that Monday. If she replies back to the other email, I'll ask.
They probably are just like, man, this guy's he's so annoying. Why
well, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know if I said something, like, should I not have been because I wasn't being like my normal jokey self, but I did make jokes. I'm like, should I not have mentioned CM Punk? Should I? Because it's a wrestling thing. He went to MMA and he lost both of his fights, and it's kind of a joke. So I was like, should I not have done that? Should I have not have joked
pretty
about this, that, or the other?
Unprofessional of you.
Yeah, but I hope there's another editor 2 position, which is the same one I applied to, that opened up. So I applied to that as well, and that's the one that I know pays at least $63 a year. And because I don't know how much their assistant editors made, I applied to it, but I think that's a job that's probably only going to be like 50. And moving out there on 50, I'll probably be making what I make now, essentially.
Yeah, fair enough.
Now, it depends on how quickly I could move up. Like, if I got interviewed for that, I would probably just ask, how quickly do people often get promoted into another editor position? How long does that usually take, et cetera, et cetera?
Please, I need money.
Sent me a thing. So, yeah, I hope they get back to me. I think it would be a really cool job, but I've been applying to video editing jobs that have popped up, and I've been applying to a lot of stuff, just trying to get something that pays more or something a little different, because I just can't keep doing news. It's so mentally draining, and I would like to have a normal work schedule, so I'm not working thirds all the time and like ruining my sleep schedule on the weekends, because I need to be able to do stuff or else my life will go back into a spiral. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else, or should we go ahead and do the news and talk about the other albums we should talk about first?
We are the happiest channel on the planet. Nothing's wrong with us, and life is great. And we make.
I mean, all things considered, I'm actually doing well, mentally speaking. Ever since I got put on Abilify, I've been feeling a lot better.
Is it just me, or does that not sound like a medicine? Like it sounds like a tax service or something. Go to Abilify now.
Go to Abilify.com now to talk to. It sounds like another version of like BetterHelp or.
Oh yeah.
Come to Abilify to talk to your 24-hour a day licensed therapist. So, guys, things are good. I mean, kind of. Not in terms of Mitch's car, but otherwise, it could be worse.
Oh, thanks for speaking for me. I'm glad.
It's not. You should. Well, you should.
You should rate my albums too. Like
I will. I will do that.
Just like ignore what Mitch said. He's wrong. This was actually a 9 out of 10 album.
He actually really liked that record. And no, my sister's also having car issues. They bought a new engine, and then the engine has a busted oh no,
gasket.
What was it? Yes, gasket. It was a blown gasket. So they thought they were screwed, and they only had like a 30-day warranty, which I would have not bought a new engine if it had only had a 30-day warranty.
Yeah. No.
But it has a 90, so they're going to try and get that fixed.
I wouldn't buy a new engine with a 90.
Yeah, I know. It just seems insane. But and by she, I mean my mother, paid all that money to get it fixed, and then it has a blown gasket. So
yeah,
it could be worse. Could be worse.
But
got to look on the bright side.
Aside from being in debt and alone in life and my car being garbage and I don't make enough money to live, I'm doing good. I went to the gym once.
Nice. I joined the gym.
You should go.
I'm going to go tomorrow. I have a meeting with one of their trainers.
Nice. I was planning on going this weekend. I'm starting out really, really slow because of my heart and everything.
Right.
I really don't want to overdo it. To put it in perspective, the first time I went to the gym, I did upper body and core. And I know what I'm doing to an extent. I went to the gym a lot when I was in high school. Surprisingly, even though I was still overweight in high school, I was kind of fit. If that makes sense. Yeah.
You can still be like a big dude and be fit.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I was like the fittest guy, but where I thought I was fat, I look at photos of me now and I'm like, damn, I thought I was fat.
Yeah.
Future me should have saw me, or past me should see future me. Anyways, I did an elliptical and I only went 3 miles per hour. And I had to do 2 sets of 5 minutes because my heart, only going 3 miles per hour, hit 160 beats per minute.
Jesus, dude.
Heart failure, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
So
I mean, my heart starts pounding when I do anything either, but not to that extent. At least I hope not. I've never actually timed my heartbeat. But
I mean, to also be fair, I just feel like garbage while doing it.
True.
True. I can very much tell when my heart's not happy. Anyways, hey, let's maybe get into some things that might be happy.
Yeah, sure. Let's go ahead and start off with talking about the albums from last episode, or what was supposed to be the last episode. So Mitchell gave me an album called Salt for Salt by Brown Bird. It was an Americana / folk kind of. They don't like the term folk for the band, or at least I believe Mitch said that.
I remember reading that, but maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? I'm wrong about a lot of things in my life.
Yeah, so Americana, folk, country type sounding instrumentation and things like that. And I actually really, really liked it. All of the songs are very good. It's basically my go-to album now when I'm driving with my parents. So like, because I don't
should
want to
do
play
their
death
other
metal all the
albums.
time. I should. I've listened to a little bit when like I listen to the full record, and Spotify will sometimes play more of their stuff. And everything I've heard from any of their other albums, first of all, sounds similar, so I like it. And I just have not sat down with any of their other records fully yet. But it's very solid. A really good, like, bouncy instrumentations here and there. The song "Blood for Angels" is probably my favorite. There's a really good instrumental called "Silo," and or is it Shiloh?
I think it's Shiloh.
Yeah, I believe so too. But the record is very, very good. I highly recommend it. I think I rated it like a 9, and that's probably still the same. I've still been listening to it well after the episode that we recorded, so that tells you something. So if you
he introduced it to family,
and I introduced it to family. My mother really liked it. My dad didn't care. So
does your dad ever care?
No, but he's also not like, he likes country, but he's not like a music guy. At least not that I would consider him to be.
Right,
but. You know, I play that instead of death metal, and then when he gets snarky about something, I'm like, we're switching to death metal. But Mitchell, what was it that you listened to?
I listened to Blast Tyrant by Clutch, for some reason, I constantly confuse Clutch with a different band. I can't remember what that band is off the top of my head, but it's very not Clutch. I wish I could remember.
Yeah, it would make that much funnier.
It would make that much funnier. Blast Tyrant. I semi-enjoyed it. It was good, but I feel it's too long and it sounds samey. So as an album, I'm like 4 out of 10 because I get bored with it.
Mm-hmm.
But musically, it's good, and like any individual song, if it came on, I would be like, oh, hell yeah, it's Clutch. Let's go. Let's listen to this. But just listening to a full, I can't even remember how many songs are on that album.
Ethan,
you got it pulled up? Yeah.
Clutch Blast Tyrant. I think it was like 14.
Yeah, just 14 of those. I think it's like 40 minutes.
15.
I think it's like a 40-minute record.
54:31.
Oh, that's way too long. It feels it feels like 54. It's not like when I listen to an Opeth record, for instance, where everything's very different, and they're not the same whatsoever. It's just they make hour-long records, but it doesn't feel like an hour.
Right.
Or Septic Flesh. I've had people with Codex Omega go, that record wasn't long enough. Even though it's like an hour-long record. And so there's nothing wrong with Clutch. It's just listening to a whole album of that is too much for me. I get bored. It's all samey. That's pretty much what my review was. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, maybe we can make these podcasts shorter. Maybe that's the new goal. Just we do that. So 4 out of 10 on the album, 7 out of 10 on individual songs.
Okay.
If they pop up on the radio.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was pretty much what we talked about on the last episode. So, again, sorry that one tanked, but, we can always rely on doing that if need be, which means I'm going to try to summarize my thoughts on the Ocean in less than a sentence. So, but we're not going to talk about that right now because we have some news.
Hey, it may be a list. Who knows?
Maybe a list. Well, I think we tanked the list.
Thank God.
I would like to do more lists, but I need to actually look for specific stuff. Well, I guess I didn't Hold on. I mean, go ahead, but I'm going to look at the list section on Loudwire.
We need to get Corey Taylor on this podcast.
He will never do it. Like, we would have to get a lot more clout to get Corey Taylor on this podcast.
Maybe Corey Taylor is the clout that we need.
We actually haven't had a Corey Taylor news segment in a lot or in a long time.
See, that's why I want him on here. I want him to be the news segment.
Yeah, but what album? What?
Guys, we got Corey Taylor news.
We got Corey Taylor. He's here. Corey, what do you think about things? Loudwire memes. What album would we give Corey Taylor, though?
We should give him a Slipknot record. Let's give him Mate, Feed, Kill, Repeat.
Yeah, that'd be funny. Even though, I think there are demo versions of him performing most of the songs from that record.
I'm sure he probably likes it anyways.
He probably does. 10 bands that only write songs about one specific thing.
Sure. Why not? Look through it very quick. What album? I feel like we would have to give Corey Taylor like an album he's never heard of.
Yeah. What album will we give Corey Taylor? What album would you guys give Corey Taylor?
That's a question.
That's what I want to know.
I still think giving him a Slipknot record is great.
It would be hilarious.
We'll give him Volume 3.
Probably that. Well, he considers that to be the most important record they've done, apparently. At least I think, based on a headline I read the other day.
And you could always just go by the headline.
Exactly. Yeah, 10 bands that only write about one specific thing. Cannibal Corpse. Guess what they write about?
Is it cannibalizing corpses?
No, it's gore. So, yeah. Social Justice with Rage Against the Machine. Misfits, horror, deicide, anti-Christianity. I cannot stand deicide. It's just...
I don't think I've ever listened to deicide, actually.
I don't know. I mean, it's old school death metal, so you probably wouldn't like it that much. And I'm not saying that I've never heard a deicide song that I haven't enjoyed, but it's just the idea. It's the same idea of like true cult black metal when you only write about, like, in this case, Satan or anti-Christianity. If like that's your only hook lyrically, it just gets old.
I hope Opeth's is Sorrow. I hope Opeth is on there and it's just
they
Sorrow.
Aren't on here. It's not on here. Although they should be on here.
That's
King
all they write about.
810, Violence. I've never listened to King 810.
And you should never. They're bad.
Have you? Okay. All right.
I'm pretty sure they're like a core band or something. So of course I'm going to say they're bad.
Are they? Hold on.
I think so.
King
or Slam.
8. They are not Slam.
Some that I hate.
Already. New metal.
Ooh, that's even worse.
We got a Monomarth. I don't have to say anything about that. They write about Viking stuff. Nile, ancient mythology. Yeah. Steel Panther, debauchery. Oh, the guitarist is wearing a Gojira shirt in this picture.
Oh, wow. So they actually have tastes. I didn't think that Steel Panther had any tastes. I don't like Steel Panther. World War II. No, just war. Oh, yeah, no, they do World War I as well. That's right.
And then Ice Nine Kills, horror movies. Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I need to listen to stuff.
Yeah, I still need to listen to. So I guess we can talk about that very briefly. We're planning on having like our first guest on the show,
and possibly only.
Possibly, unless
Corey Taylor.
Unless Corey Taylor. I still need to. What we're doing is he gave both of us an album to listen to, and we both gave him an album to listen to. So it's going to be a big episode. Again, we haven't done that in a long time, but I still need to listen to this. He said he has listened to the records. He did not tell me anything about his thoughts, though.
As he should not.
So cool. Well, let's get into the news then. We did our first list in a while, Mitch. Awesome.
Yay.
It was just kind of, I like.
I'm pretty sure we had a shitty ass list on the last episode that we were supposed to, do.
Yeah. So here's a little bit of a headline. I guess Rolling Stone did a best 250 guitarists of all time list.
Oh my god!
I wonder who their number one was. In fact, I should go look that up, but I'm not going to right now.
Why don't we find out? Is it Yngwie Malmsteen? Because if it is, I hate him.
Okay, hold on. I'm
being very bitter today.
You are being very bitter today. 250 guitarists of all time. Just skip to number one, please, because I haven't heard of any of these people so far. No.
Who is it?
No. Oh, okay. I can skip up. I can skip up here. Okay, thank God. I thought I was going to have to scroll through the whole thing. Number one. Who's number? Oh, you could probably guess number one.
Slash.
No. Old school.
Is
rock.
it Zeppelin?
It's not Zeppelin.
Oh, shit. Who is it?
Hendrix.
Hendrix is all right. I wouldn't call him the most amazing guitar player out there.
But, I could see why they would say that, I suppose.
Yeah, but it's also Rolling Stone, so of course it's going to be somebody old school.
Exactly. But on that list, apparently there are 2 entries for extreme metal guitarists. One is Godflesh, which I've never listened to. Godflesh is Justin Broderick.
Okay.
He ranked at 207. And then we have dang old Frederick Thorndahl from Meshuggah, who landed at number 141. So, I
mean, that's great. I love that for us, but I think there are just so many more guitarists out there, and I'm sure they might be on that list because they're not technically extreme metal, like, Tosin Abasi and the one plinky guitar player from Polyphia.
Yeah,
I don't like Polyphia, but I recognize that he is a very good guitar player.
Very talented, very, very good guitar player, but man, their music sounds like green ringtones.
Also, their music kind of sounds like every Instagram guitar player showing off.
Yeah, I could see that.
Mostly because every Instagram guitar player is playing one of their songs to try and show off.
I mean, hey, Gage did that, and he got a lot of views from it.
Yeah,
I've been doing like some vocal stuff on TikTok. Doesn't like blow up. The biggest one that blew up.
Guitar influencer. That was the word I was looking for.
Influencer. That's the word. The clip I did for my cover of Statutory Ape did really well.
It was a good cover.
But I've also done, I
said it was a good cover.
Yes, thank you very much. I've also done a part of a Mate Feed Kill Repeat song. I did the opening high pitched yell from Angel of Death, and then because I can nail that part on a good day. And I also did the singing section from the song A Photic Doom from Cattle. And that one did okay. But TikTok's weird. Sometimes I can get a decent video, sometimes I can't. Loudwire does have the top 75 hard rock and metal guitarists of all time, and I've actually heard of some of these people. So that's kind of nice, but we're not going to go. Oh, I thought that was Dave Mustaine, really low, but it wasn't. It was Jeff Loomis. But yeah, so we're not going to go over that right now.
We're not doing a list, ladies and gentlemen.
Not
and
right
all
now.
The people in between. And
now,
outside.
If we weren't planning on getting food after we were done recording, I would totally go over this list, maybe as a bonus episode. I still want to do I want to find another good top 100 albums of all time. I think that's a fun list to do.
You mean where the boomers choose it?
Well, I want one that's not necessarily boomery. But yeah, so extreme metal guitarist, dang old Frederick Thorndahl, and Godflesh, Justin Broderick.
Yeah,
cool. Speaking of Mate Feed Kill Repeat, we talked about it a couple times. Anders Kolsefny, who was the original vocalist of Slipknot, is actually performing MFKR over in Australia and New Zealand. He's doing a short little tour over there, and I think that's good for him. I think that's really cool. There was somebody uploaded the full first concert, and he sounds really good. There's not much else to say. He just sounds really good, and then people are mad about it because people are just stupid.
Why are people mad about it?
They're not mad about it, but they're making fun of him and stuff like that. I'm like, dude's just living his best life. What are you doing?
That's fucking weird.
They're because he's dressed up like he did back in the day, which is kind of like Mad Max-esque attire. So he's got weird, it's not over the top BDSM hardware or stuff like that, but he's got a weird vest on and stuff like that. People are like, you're too fat to be dressed like that, man. Or they're trying to be the last sliver of relevancy, even though he's disappeared from the internet multiple times. So I don't think he cares about being relevant. I don't know. But the video's really good. I watched a few of them, and Anders is a nice guy. He let me interview him for a radio station back when I was still in high school, and that was cool of him. He's a nice dude. I feel
Maybe we
good
can
for
get
him.
Anders on, and then we'll have Corey Taylor.
I could probably get Anders on the show. I think there's a small chance that I could get Anders on the show. I should ask him. But, good for him. He's performing MFKR. It's cool that Anders is getting more publicity, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because I think he deserves it. But that's that. Go check out the videos if you're interested. He sounds very similar to he does on that to how he did on that record. And man, that's almost been 30 years ago. So 1996 is when it came out. I think I did that math right.
I would be 2 years old.
Yeah, I was 1. It came out on Halloween that year. And then this one's really, really short because there's only 2 of us, so those are the years that we're going to be looking at. It's the most controversial song from the year you were born. So you were born in 94?
Yep.
Let's go take a look at the 94 here. Okay, I could see that. It's Closer by 9 Inch Nails.
Don't know it.
You don't know? It's the one where...
I've never listened to 9 Inch Nails in my life.
Well, this might be a thing of you might have heard it out and about. The lyric that I know from it is "I want to fuck you like an animal." I hate this song, by the way. I do not like it. I don't like a lot of 9 Inch Nails. I do enjoy the song Capital G, which is about George Bush. But other than that, yeah, I could see that. It was a controversial song. It's no Windows security. I don't want any updates. Thank you.
But what if you want updates?
I don't. And then is no doubt it is Gwen Stefani's band. She used to be in a nu metal band.
Oh yeah.
So in 1995, Just a Girl. I know I've heard this song, but I just don't know it off the top of my head. Oh, and it wasn't nu metal, it was ska. I forgot about that.
Oh, that's even worse.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with ska. No Doubt broke big time massively wants to be singers. Gwen Stefani strikes the perfect balance between irony and frustration, railing against modern patriarchy. She dismantles sexist stereotypes from the inside out. Quote, "Oh, am I making myself clear?" She asks in the song. The answer is a resounding yes. I don't know that song off the top of my head. And also, this list starts in 1930.
There are people still alive.
That is true. The first song is called "Prohibition is a Failure," and I just think that's kind of funny.
And also was true.
True. This is a Loudwire list if anybody wants to go check out what song that it was the most controversial from the year they were born. You can find it. And last but not least on my news, we have a band that Mitchell really likes.
Oh.
A deathcore band.
Well, I wouldn't say really like.
I thought you really liked Slice the Cake.
I enjoy Slice the Cake. I think their album Man with No Face is really good, or Man Without a Face, or whatever.
Gotcha. Let me make sure I'm still recording here. Just double checking. Sorry, we're being very careful, guys. But so Slice the Cake's vocalist is facing serious criminal charges. The band came out with a statement basically saying, hey, there's something going on. Gareth, the vocalist, is facing criminal charges, but they can't go into details. So there's not much to say about it, but I hope it's not like
murder. Or
I hope it's not murder. Yeah, shoplifting, maybe. Hopefully it's not something like super, super major, but if the band can't talk about it, that might be a problem. So Slice the Cake's vocalist is facing serious criminal charges. And that's kind of what I got on news. Did you have anything, Mitchell?
I do have a list, if it'll work.
Ooh, what's the list?
That we're not going to go into all of it.
Okay.
It's the top 100 PC games of all time.
Ooh. That would make a good bonus episode.
It could make a good bonus episode. Would you
If
like
you
me to
wanna-
hold off?
Yeah, let's go ahead and bookmark it. And then
Okay.
that's something we could do as a bonus or something along those lines. I think that'd be fun.
Sent it to you.
Thank you very much.
Mhm.
And that being said, I think we're ready to go into the main
Maybe
course.
I have more news. Maybe I
did you have
news.
did you have more? Did you have more?
I did not.
Okay, well,
I
stop
just
being
don't
a
like
dick then.
being. I don't like being cut off.
I'm sorry.
It's childhood trauma.
I try not to. It's just sometimes I get excited and I need to talk.
Also, who the fuck cares about what I say?
That's not true. I care about what you say.
You do not.
I do.
Stop.
I care about what you say, Mitch.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into it. So we went over a couple of dang old albums. I'm trying to remember who went first last week. I think I did. Last episode, but it doesn't matter.
At this point, it doesn't matter because they didn't hear. Well, okay, to be fair, you went first today when we did the recap.
True. That's very true. So, Mitchell, what did you listen to?
I'm probably going to get it wrong because I keep getting it wrong.
You can do it. I believe in you.
The band is As Blood Runs Black.
You did it. I'm
The
proud of
album
you.
is Allegiance. I, for the longest time, kept thinking the album was As Blood Runs Black, which is a good album title.
That is a good album title. Yeah, I agree.
And I
wonder
was
if
like,
there's an album called
Allegiance. Allegiance, that sounds like a band name. It's a simple one word. Perfect thing. But that's not how it is. No. So we're looking at deathcore / melodic deathcore. Wouldn't you say, Ethan?
Yeah, so Metallum has them ranked as melodic deathcore, yeah.
And let me tell you, it really do sound like the deathcore version of Black Dahlia Murder.
That is how I think that's how I introduced them as, and that is definitely a common opinion that I see online.
It's Black Dahlia, maybe not as grotesque as Black Dahlia lyrically, though I wasn't paying to the lyrics as much. But it's Black Dahlia with breakdowns. Did I enjoy the album? What did I think of the album?
These are questions that will be answered.
They are questions, and they may be answered. I actually really liked the album. I thought it was a pretty decent listen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard for you to give me something that sounds like Black Dahlia Murder and me go, fuck this.
Grumble,
This is
grumble.
grumble, deathcore. However, deathcore parts I did not like.
That's what I figured. That's basically what I was hoping you would like it more than you disliked it, but I figured the most stereotypical deathcore parts you weren't going to be a fan of. I was just hoping that the melodic elements were going to outweigh it.
And they did. Because the deathcore parts, which in this is only the breakdowns. You know, they're not the entire song, so most of the song is the melodic death metal parts.
Yeah.
Vocals were fantastic. They weren't like a deathcore vocal that I don't like. There are some styles that are popular in deathcore that I don't enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Things like the deep gutturals and pig squeals. I can't stand pig squeals.
I love pig squeals.
I hate them.
Well, I guess it depends on the context that I like them.
I hate them in all contexts.
It's a bummer.
So my main complaint is the breakdowns, and this is my main complaint about most, like, we'll say generic deathcore, because I do think there's a new wave of deathcore going around that is different, but at the same time, you still got the generic deathcore sound ruminating around as well.
Right.
If that makes sense. Yeah. Because, like, I do hear, like, people on Instagram Reels. I'm not cool enough to have a TikTok. When they do like reviews of breakdowns, they're like, "Oh, this is so sick," and I'm like, "This is so stupid," and it just sounds like generic deathcore. But then there's this new wave of deathcore that I think is exploring more of the genty prog stuff that I do find somewhat interesting until they get to a breakdown. But my problem with most deathcore is the breakdowns, and it's not because I don't like a good breakdown. Who does not like a good, nasty breakdown? Lamb of God does them. Gojira does them. But they do them sparsely. It's a little treat. But most deathcore bands, they overuse it because it's part of the genre. And
They
it's
are
like
breakdown gluttons.
every song has it. Some songs have multiple breakdowns. And it's too much. And a lot of times the breakdowns are way too simple. I know breakdowns are supposed to be simple, but for me, with my little proggy brain, it's too simple. It's the China Crash with the zeros on the guitar tab. I hate that. It's boring, it's overused, etc. And a lot of the breakdowns were similar to that on this album, if I remember correctly. It's been maybe a week since I've listened to it. I probably should have given it another re-listen.
Right.
But overall,
There's
enjoyed
literally
the album.
a song. There is literally a song called Strife Chug Chug.
Yeah. I give it about a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Like I enjoyed it. Especially the melodic parts. I remember it was like, yes, and then it would just get interrupted. I'd be like, and then they would get back to the melodic part. I'm like, yeah, melodic death metal, woo. Speaking of melodic death metal, by the way, I've been listening to Dark Tranquillity.
Well, yeah, you really like Dark Tranquillity, so I'm not surprised. Yes, but
that's where I'm at in my. I'm going to listen to every album I own.
Oh, I see. I've been so Spotify has a liked songs feature, and it saves all of the songs that you like. So I've been doing a thing where I just shuffle my liked songs playlist now. And there are some things in there that I'm like, why did I like this? And then other things that are like, I wish I had remembered that I liked this.
Yep.
So it's pretty fun. But yeah, I'm glad you go ahead.
I would like you to go back and listen to Dark Tranquillity, but I would love it if you listen to like Fiction or Character. I think those would be more your steez in terms of melodic death metal, because I gave you one of their newer albums.
Yeah, some of the songs off that record have was it Atoma?
I think it was Atoma that I gave you.
I couldn't remember if Atoma was the Persephone record or not, but I think it was the Dark Tranquillity one. Yeah, a couple songs have popped up from my like songs.
Atma was the Persephone.
Atma, that's right. A couple of songs have popped up from the liked songs from Atma, or not Atma, Atoma. And I still like the songs. I definitely do need to dive into Dank Tranquillity.
Ah, yes, Dank Tranquillity.
My favorite melodic death metal, Dank Tranquillity.
I'm going to start calling
them
that
somewhere.
I'm calling them that from now on. I am literally taking every Dark Tranquillity shirt I have and getting like the blue masking tape and putting it over the R.
But yeah, so I'm glad you liked As Blood Runs Black. I figured you would like it on some level, because it literally just is Black Dahlia, but
breakdowns.
With breakdowns. And it's weird. I described that to some of my bandmates, and I think Dan was like, they don't sound anything like Black Dahlia Murder.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm like, what are you talking about? They sound exactly like the Black Dahlia Murder.
I listen to every Black Dahlia Murder record, and they sound like every Black Dahlia Murder record.
And that's not a bad thing.
It's not.
They're very good. So, or they're good.
We like Black Dahlia.
We do like Black Dahlia. That being said, I listened to more prog. I believe they are prog.
They are prog.
Progressive atmospheric sludge post metal.
Sure.
There were slashes in between all of those. Yeah, so I listened to The Ocean, also known as The Ocean Collective, and I listened to their album Phanerozoic I, Paleozoic. This is a progressive death metal album. It runs about 7 songs. and runs about 47 minutes 45. So it's not a short record, but it's also not as long as some of the other ones Mitchell has given me. Starts off with an instrumental, has another instrumental right before the final song as well. And what did I think about Phanerozoic I? I'm now projecting that I can actually say the album title because I had a tough time trying to talk about it earlier before we actually started the episode. Phanerozoic I, Paleozoic was a good album. Yes, it was a good album. I would hazard to say a great album. It's prog. It's a lot slower. So I noticed that basically every song on this record, and this might be a detriment, or it might just be it's kind of what they do. Every song was very mid-paced. I don't think they really broke out of that mid-tempo.
Whoa, mid-bass. Wow, you call my band mid?
Yes, I'm calling them mid. No, mid-paced, and they never really had like super speedy parts, or they never really slowed down either. It was just kind of like in this like little groovy pocket throughout the entire record. And the first couple times I listened to it, I didn't really get it. I couldn't decide if I liked his vocals, especially once we got into the second track, Cambrian 2, Eternal Recurrence. I thought his vocals were just okay. And I think the time signature of the song threw me off because I kept expecting the hold on, what's the lyric? Will always be reversed. I always kept imagining it that it would be said faster than it really did. But, it's something that I got used to after a while. And as I kept listening to the record, and I've listened to it a lot, maybe 10 times.
Hey, baby.
Maybe more. It's really good just background listening music. Like, it's excellent at that. It's one of the albums I just turn on when I want something to listen to while I'm working or something. Not to say that you can't get anything out of it if you're critically listening to it either. But for me, I really do like a good record that doesn't like distract me. It just makes really good filler, like in the background of my lizard brain. And they're really good at that. None of the record is paced beautifully. None of the songs feel like they're too long in the tooth. And there's a song on here that's 11 minutes long, and it does not feel like 11 minutes long at all.
Also,
the record does not feel like
good.
it is. It's very good. That's a Devonian Nascent. The record does not feel like it's almost 48 minutes long. I when I listen to it, I feel like it's only 20 minutes. This could have been way longer, in my opinion.
And technically, it kind of is, because there is a part 2.
Yeah, I have not listened to part 2 yet. I probably will at some point. But
you should also listen to oh God, I'm going to butcher it now.
I listened to a little bit of another album that popped on. It was Blue.
Yep, that would be the one that I was going to recommend.
Pelagial?
Yes, which is so by the way, all these albums are themed. No, it's not a double record.
It definitely is on here. Oh, no. Okay, it's a special edition. It's the second CD is an instrumental only.
Telling me like I don't know my own records. Each of their albums are differently themed. So Pelagial is about the different layers of the ocean. So like each of the starting song titles are a different layer of ocean. And then Phanerozoic and its 1 and 2 are of course about different eras of like dinosaurs and stuff. So that's pretty cool. Which I thought it was funny when you said lizard brain, because dinosaurs and stuff, even though this is before dinosaurs, I'm pretty sure. Anyways, that was supposed to be cooler than I was going to say, but I'm glad you liked it. That's great. Fantastic. I was worried. I'm always worried when I give you a record.
Like I said, at first I was like, I didn't quite get it. I was like, this isn't bad, but it doesn't feel like my thing. But it really grew on me.
Except Sluggage. I was not worried about Sluggage at all.
I still like Sluggage. I need to go and listen to their other records, but Sluggage is still solid. But yeah, so I don't think I've rated this yet. I'd probably say like an 8.5 or a 9.
Ooh, pretty high up on the list.
It was pretty solid. What did you think? I highly recommend it.
What did you think of the Katatonia guest spot?
I could not tell you where that is, to be honest.
It's the 11-minute song.
Oh, I mean, it's a great track. I would struggle to tell. It's one of those things where it's like, I really enjoy it, but I would struggle to tell you specific parts other than like the will always be reversed or the death, all I see is red. I don't know what the lyrics are. Sorry.
I personally, I love the Permian extinction, also known as the Great Dying.
Yeah,
which is the
that
last
song's
song
great
on the
too.
record. Fantastic song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a solid choice. I'm glad you gave it to me. 8.5, 9. Highly recommend it, especially if you're into the prog train that Mitchell keeps throwing me into. I'm basically tied up in the back of the train at this point.
At least you're not on the tracks.
Unable to leave. That's true.
I'm not putting you in a trolley problem.
Exactly. So yeah, that's it. We both seem to enjoy our records.
Now the question is,
it's always a good day when that happens.
The question is, will we enjoy our next records?
I don't know. We can go ahead and get into that because I don't really have much else to talk about, and I'm also hungry. So we're talking about going to Kuma's after this.
And for those of you that don't know what Kuma's is, it's a metal burger joint.
Yes, I'm starting my diet tomorrow, and I wanted to pig out a little bit. So we're going to go there after we're done recording. So that being said, we won't take up too much more of our time. Man, this is going to be a short episode too. Honestly, I'm kind of fine with that. I don't like artificially inflating the record.
Yeah, there's no point to make it artificially inflated. Just regular inflated.
Yes. So, let's go ahead and talk about what we're going to give you. Mitchell.
Yes.
For the past few episodes now, I've been waffling on giving you either a tech death record or something else, which I've always ended up giving you something
I love those tiny skateboards.
Dude, I remembered Tech Deck the other day. It's like, I used to love those things. There used to be a game that I liked too on PC, even though I didn't know how to actually play it. Let me pull up the band real quick just so I don't mess up what record it is. Yeah, so I'm finally going to give you the Tech Death record. Have you ever listened to Soreption?
I've never even heard of Soreption.
Really? They're fairly popular. I'm going to give you their album Monument of the End. It came out in 2018. It's about 8 songs. It's a shorter record. It's about 33 minutes. The last song also features one Travis Ryan.
Ooh.
So I always dig me a little bit of Travis Ryan. This record is very, very technical. So this isn't like a knock on the band, but this is just how to describe what kind of tech death they are. It's very much in line with production wise. It's very much in line with Archspire. It's very, very clean to the point where when I was in Fleshbore, I think one of the guitarists is like, I don't really like Soreption because it's too clean or something like that.
Overproduced.
But I really like this record.
Like
overproduced. Yeah. I really like this record. It's very groovy. It's very catchy. My favorite song on it is The Anti-Present, which is the opener, but King of Undisputed Nonsense is also very good. I just love that title too. So yeah, Monument of the End by Soreption, and I hope you get a little bit out of your techie death train.
I do.
It's running parallel to the progressive death train.
Yeah, very much so. Speaking of the progressive train, because we are very progressive on this show.
Which is why I'm changing what I'm giving you. I'm going to give you a porno grind band. Woo!
No!
I hate women up top.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I will never... porno grind shouldn't exist, but, you know.
But it do.
It does, unfortunately.
There was a reason I gave you that Ocean record. It had a very special guest on it.
Okay, so you're giving me Katatonia?
I'm giving you Katatonia. I'm giving you Night is the New Day.
Are they from Poland?
No, they are Swedish.
You're giving me Night is the New Day?
Yes.
From 2009. Okay.
It is a good record. Very good.
Okay, let me pull that up on Spotify so I don't forget it.
Oh,
Katatonia.
Yeah, I should probably pull mine up as well. I don't even know how to spell the band.
Please. Sorep. If you type that in, it'll pop up. Soreption. It's basically spelled how it sounds. Cool. I have that pulled up. Awesome. Well, we have another successful episode of the Distorted Entertainment Podcast. Next record, we're going to go over a Katatonia record, Night is the New Day, and we're going to go over a Soreption album called Monuments of the End, I believe is what it was called. I'm really bad with names sometimes.
Yes, it is.
Monument of the End. Cool. So we're going to go over those two records. And we have another episode in the bag. Shouldn't take me too long to edit this, so hopefully it gets out on the correct day. Thank you for tuning into the Distorted Entertainment Podcast. My name is Ethan Carpenter. I am, of course, joined by Mitchell Wade. If you like the show, please rate us on all of your podcast listening places. Share it with your friends. It helps out a lot. If you're in a band and you want us to feature one of your songs on the end of an episode, you should contact us. You can either contact us by email. That'll be in the description. You can also message us on Facebook and things of that sort. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you guys in the next episode. See you later.
Bye-bye.